Fear gripping Wall Street this morning as investors brace for another wild ride. The Dow hit a milestone on Monday, closing below 10,000 for the first time in 4 years. The crisis of confidence on Wall Street is playing out on Main Street.
While the Dow climbed higher again today, helped along by more solid bank earnings, we learned that Americans continue to lose their homes to foreclosure at the rate of 425 every hour, 7 every minute.
And crashing bells ring no truth to the failures of a society set on profit in exchange for our poverty. And the real tragedy is we've been in crisis for a long time.
We are up against forces that know clearly among themselves that they share a common agenda and a common vision. We are up against forces that are sophisticated, that act upon our lives and our communities in a coordinated fashion. This is how they are able to maintain the control, the influence, and the hold on the status quo under which half of our city suffers.
We've learned a great deal from what the corporate community has done and seeking increasingly to apply those same principles to municipal government. We are a business.
We see what has been done to our streets, looking the homeless in the eye and knowing our roofs have been stolen from over our heads, joining the line waiting for bread, hands out for our only meal since the inauguration of this involuntary fast.
People who have been thrust into poverty, who never was in poverty before, but now seem that they will be able to kind of align with the people who've always been in poverty, and maybe we can come together and see that all our goals will be benefited by us working together.
And it's been one of my dreams that we would come together and realize our common problems.
The real thing that makes a city or a place what it is a class struggle that took place in front of it. You know, how people related to these things that existed, not the entities themselves, but what's the relationship to people to these things, and the struggles they went through to get them, the struggles they go through to maintain them.
We see media and communications as the central nervous system of a movement to end poverty led by the poor. Our radio, web, video, and study knit together the struggle of working people across Philadelphia and beyond, creating our tapestry of resistance.
We are the authors, because movements begin with the telling of untold stories.
Our work for federal reform must be grounded in supporting the local struggles to protect and improve the institutions that serve poor and working class people in Philadelphia.
Maternity units, as we all know, have been shutting down for years, just one after the other, closing, Northeastern being the last. The closer you are to the delivery room, the better chance your baby has to survive.
Our neighborhood in Port Richmond is a wonderful neighborhood, but it's going to go down if the hospital is closed.
Recognize that this health center be closed, you're going to be affected by it. It's going to affect everybody in this neighborhood.
It's a statement of how the hospital, if the hospital doesn't care about the people that work here, what makes you think they're going to care about the patient?
You don't want a driver who is very sick, but he doesn't have a choice but to walk, to be driving you on the street. That is why this workers' compensation thing is very, very important, and it's needed for the safety of the driver, for the safety of the city of Philadelphia, for the safety of all the passengers we pick up.
I don't know how much they think that the cab drivers are making. We are poor people. The era of slavery is over.
It's been a hell of a year for me. I had a fire, lost everything. So I need my job right now. I need it.
I have my family. My people ride these roads. Why would I want to shut them down? But I also have to live.
Tell me, sir, how has this strike affected your family? Like, you know, your children, your wife, whatever?
It's not that the public is out there. We're part of the public too. You know what I mean? We use the transit system also.
So it affects my mother, my grandmother, my brothers and sisters. It affects everybody in our family and our community. And unfortunately, I believe SEPTA brought it to this.
This is Patrick Anama reporting during the casino circus on Market Street.
It's really an issue of economic justice, and casinos are designed to prey on the poorest people in the city.
I'm Reverend Heineke. You're going to get used to my face. We will never let that casino open. Never.
Well, I like challenges.
Yes, so do I. Never.
You want to take a bet?
No, I'm not a bet man.
All these things are true. We are not making these words up. It's from lived experiences. It's from a lot of people. Now you want to put it 5 minutes away from our community. Do you know how much devastation that would be?
We, the Philadelphia Student Union, fight for equal education for our students in both magnet and neighborhood schools.
The teachers cannot deliver without teaching equipment. The students have no access to internet, books, or learning tools. The district talks about our children not being educated and about the dropout rate, but the parents do not have a voice in these charter schools. Everyone is making decisions for our children in these charter schools, but who is looking after these charter schools?
So what do we need? You know what? We really need for everyone to listen to more of the community. Well, we're listening. We've been telling everybody the same thing we need all the time. Better teacher quality. We need more books, more supplies.
What do you call a student that has been set up to fail? What do they do to get placed on this fast track to jail?
You call him another statistic trapped in this game of cannibalistic gunshots that scream out when he breathes by your window.
And you learn to dive low. It's not only gunshots, but stereotypes seek to penetrate your fragile mental. Stories untold how they seek to foreclose not only on your neighborhood homes, but your ambitions.
Pushed out, never gave you a chance.
Struggle is a school. Words walking as we get in step, hands offering what we got, and many of us got little else than our commitment, and that's enough. Enough to have nothing to lose.
Ellos son los que están haciendo este lugar rico. Ellos son los que mantienen este lugar como está. Entonces, ellos merecen más de lo que están recibiendo.
The notion that poor people don't just exist because there is something fundamentally wrong with them, but that there is something fundamentally wrong with the society that actually demands that they be poor.
Y es triste ver a la gente no viviendo en esas condiciones cuando supuestamente estamos en el país más rico del mundo.
No one is have to live the way we have lived.
Power for poor people having the ability, the togetherness, the assertiveness, and the aggressiveness to make the power structure of this nation say yes when they may be desirous of saying no.
We know best what school will work best for us, and I mean, how amazing is it to say that students fought for a new school and now they're building a new school for us.
Because we rely on the major media, we'll still be in the same boat. But I think now that we can move forward with Martin Luther King where he left off at.
We believe that leaders are not born, but leaders are created.
We have to teach as we fight. We have to learn as we lead. We got to talk as we walk.
So I can't make no people. I can't make no movement. We got to take this that we got, right? And we got to work with this thing to build a movement out of it for our future.
Amanda!
The time has come for a movement that's about the city, but is also bigger than the city, because this is bigger than the city. This is a global crisis.
This is a good time because it's on the forefront what everybody's going through nationwide.
This is a very serious task, to say the least, but no other approach to this movement is even serious enough to warrant discussion.
This is a time for us to really grasp onto that.
We know well what we see. It is not out of this world. It is the world we seek to reclaim, remake, transform.